is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC. It's a lunch hour in Vegas, and we're on the dot with Dot and Mia here on PHLV Radio.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to On the Dot. This is our very first episode for May, and it's May 1st from where we are. And we're not live at the studio, only our very special co-host is live at the studio. I'm live in Austria, and our guest is live in New York. And welcome to the show, everyone, and we hope your May will be beautiful as your April has been. So my name is Dorothy Tome, and you are on the Dot. You can call me Dot. My partner Mia is on her way because of some very important family matters. And we have our guest co-host, our very own, very special, very, very well-loved Kuya Johan of PHLV Radio.
Hey.
Kuya Yo, if you're ready to be on the spot.
All right.
At On the Dot.
Yes, I
You
am.
can join us with your cam.
Yes, I
All
am.
right.
Yes,
Sige.
I am, Dot.
Feel
I'm
free.
here. We are live right now,
Okay,
mga
and
kababayan. Yes, hello everyone.
Yes.
This is Kuya Yo, and I'm filling in for Mia right now on the dot right here at PHLV Radio. I'm live from Las Vegas, and ang partner ko ngayon live from all the way across the pond. So tell us where you are right now, and about what time is it right where you are?
Ako right now, it's 9 p.m.
Wow.
May 1st.
Wow, May
Sa'yo
1st.
dyan, Kuya Yo, it's 12 noon.
It's 12 noon. Yes, opo, 12 noon po tayo dito sa Las Vegas. Yes, that's right.
Mananghalian ka na, Kuya Yo.
Oh, yeah, nagpa-deliver
Yan
na.
yung lunch with you. Tapos, yung ating guest is calling from, are you calling from New York? Let's ask him. Professor Elmer Mojica. He is also the one of the distinguished alumni awardee of the University of the Philippines Alumni Association in America for 2023. Tama ba yan? Yes, for agricultural, chemistry, and education. Right now he's professor at the Department of Chemistry and Physical Sciences, Associate Director, Forensic Science. Ay, naku, Forensic Files. Gusto ko yan. Director of the Collegiate, is that the way to pronounce it? Science and Technology Entry Program of Pace University. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Elmer Mojica. Hello, where are you calling from, Professor?
Hello, everyone. I'm coming from New York City, so it's 3:06 p.m. Of the afternoon.
Aha! Kulang na lang tayo ng 6, tsaka 9, 3, 6, 9, 12 tayo. So, 3, 9, and 12 of the same day. So, ano yung background mo, sir? Your virtual background.
My BS Agricultural Chemistry in UP Los Baños.
Okay.
Then took my MS also in UP Los Baños, and then I taught in UP Los Baños for several years, and then moved to the US to take my PhD. And I don't know, sa kasamaang palad, nagstay here sa US, moved to New York City.
Kasamaang palad ba yan?
Because the University of the Philippines funded my study, so I'm supposed to go back and serve. But fate has other plan for me.
Okay, so nandyan ka. By the way, tonight is one of the shows ni Kuya Yo, immigration on your side. So legally, are you allowed to be here, sir? Legally,
Yeah.
Doc Elmer.
I'm a US citizen already, effective, if I'm not mistaken,
Okay,
2021.
good job. Good job. Huwag tayong huwag tayong mag-TMT. Kasi naman, it's very easy to be legal nowadays, no? But that's not our point. Our point today is artificial intelligence. At saka ang title that we came up with, Getting Smart with Artificial Intelligence. So, before we move on to you, Dr. Elmer, Kuya Yo, do you have any pasakalye
No,
for Dr. Elmer?
no, I'm just very, very excited about the topic today because here at the radio station, Professor, we've been having a lot of discussions about artificial intelligence, no? In our newsroom and in our discussions here on different programs in the healthcare industry, in the education. So marami kaming itatanong sa inyo. But right at the start of the program, Professor, we wanted to find out from your perspective. We know that AI has been around for a long time already. Now we've been just been exposed to the generative AI, what it's become right now. Very practical ang usage nito sa ating everyday life. But Professor, when was the first time that have you found or discovered AI impacting your life? About what time? 1990s ba? 1980s? How has this started to affect your life, especially as an educator po?
As an educator, I think sa everyday life, I think the first AI encounter that we have is when we use the automated teller machine.
Oh,
I think that's one of the products of what we call AI, yung traditional AI. So usually, you build an algorithm that asks it to perform a specific task. So sa ATM, it acts as a teller on behalf of a human being. And I think sa Pilipinas, it's very useful. I don't know your experience. My last experience there, you're wasting a lot of time waiting inside the bank para i-serve ka. So I'd rather use the ATM and do that. But in terms of education, I think I experienced it when I came here in the US. So 2005 to 2010, when I'm doing my PhD, a company introduced the so-called mastering in chemistry. So what it do, instead of the teacher giving problems and grading them, okay, so they developed some sort of a software that they ask the student to answer outside class hour. Okay, so I think that's the first one that it was what we call developed. And then when I moved to New York City, other we could say AI tools was developed, and more we could say advanced than the one that was developed by this company titled Mastering Chemistry. I was fascinated with the Alex, okay, by McGraw-Hill. So it's more on what we call machine learning. Kasi if you're going to look at the history, yung traditional AI, ang ginagawa lang niya is to perform siya ng specific task. But when you go to machine learning, you introduce the computer to learn from the data that it has what we call assess or what we call analyze. So ang nangyayari doon sa we could say Alex, okay, assisted in learning in space and time, yung next question na i-ask sa'yo depended doon sa previous question. So if you answer it correctly, okay, you will spend less time. But if you don't answer it correctly, it will give you a more simple question the next time around until you convince the AI that you are what we call smart. So how do you convince the AI that you're smart? You have to answer the question correctly. So yung mga tasks na to, at least it removed the what we call the bad side of teaching. Kasi teaching is really good, but what's the bad side of teaching? Yung grading. You spend a lot of time in grading. So with these tools, you can what we call use the additional time that you have that you should spend grading those stuff in analyzing the data that is generated by this AI tool. Kasi maganda din, meron silang analytics na inaano, yung spit out. You can see the performance of the student, and you can at least, we could say, intervene at the earliest convenience. Kaya mo pa siyang i-save bago siya bumagsak. Okay? And also, you can see which topic you need additional time. If they perform poorly on a certain topic, so you could say that, oh, maybe I should spend more time on this, what we call thing. So that's the first experience that I have on AI. Okay? And unfortunately, the students have to pay for this tool. yun yung problema dito sa early AI tools that we have. Okay?
Yeah. All right, Dot, I'm gonna throw it back to you. Baka may questions ka pa kay Doctor.
Yes, ang question ko is, you said na the very earliest manifestation or let's say experience of AI is ATM. Ngayon, meron na tayong Alexa and Siri, and in the education, in the academe, then there's the chat GPT. And in relation to that, the last complaint I heard from professors in UP Visayas was their difficulty of the professors in verifying the credibility of the students' output. Totoo ba yan? Did they do their research, or is it the computer writing their answers? And somebody said, who was that? I will find a quote later. It's an excuse daw. Itong artificial intelligence daw is an excuse for plagiarism. So many things. My question is very loaded. How is that impacting the students and the teachers?
So,
Madami, no? Baka 2 oras tayo.
My style on that one is, in the teaching is, if you are the teacher, you should be the one that is, we could say, an expert, okay? Or a master in the subject that you're teaching. Now, unfortunately, sa side ko, I can do that because science is science. You cannot change science. But on the other side of the courses like creative writing, everything is open under the sun. So that's the sad part, because when we try to look at this, so what is the policy that we can enforce? And the science side, we always say that, oh, we have no problem to see if our students know the stuff or we get it from AI. Because we know the subject course. But if you're going to what we call look at, let's say, humanities, creative writing, you can ask like ChatGPT to compose you something out of nowhere. So yun yung mahirap yung what we call na ma-assess. So ang ano ko nga dyan sa mga webinar na binibigay ko, if you want to assess your student, if he knows what we call, what he is submitting all about, then change the way you assess the student. So I'm teaching a graduate course right now in UP Los Baños. I don't have a writing requirement. I don't give them questions. So the way I assess them is read the article and then give them a time-pressured quiz. So para at least malalaman ko na they did it by what we call studying the materials that they have. So ang pinaka-way na ano nga namin if you need to go back to oral recitation, you have to do it. Because it's hard to detect, let's say, yung work ng students, especially if you are what we call looking at it, it's produced by AI. And unfortunately, some of our teachers are not really knowledgeable of this AI. Ang nangyayari nga parang mas may alam pa yung student regarding sa AI kaysa dun sa mga teacher. That's the comment that I have from the teacher that said, oh, alam ng mga anak ko yan, pero hindi ko alam kung ano yung AI na yan.
Diba?
So ang parang main ano ko dito, yung advice, you change the way you assess your student.
Change the way you assess.
Kasi may limitation din yung AI So let's say you want them to comment on an event. So say something about an event that happened recently and locally. So most likely, ChatGPT or Google Bard don't know anything.
I think
that's the short advice that I can give. You change the
yes.
the way you assess your students.
Tama. We have a question from Facebook, si Mia mismo, our partner Mia. She said, sorry, I am unable to join. My question is, it is mind-boggling for me where all the information and capabilities from AI is coming from and at that speed too. Sinong gumawa nito? Kaninong intelligence itong artificial intelligence na ito? Are they manipulating us? Kuya Yo, pag may question ka, just pop in, okay? Doc Elmer,
Well,
saan
it's really
saan
the
galing to?
machine being trained to what we could do the work that you do. So the thing is with the generative AI, yung task talaga niya is to create something. Kasi parang titingnan natin yung level, if we're going to look at the level of AI, we have the traditional one, that's the traditional AI. So what it do is it performs specific tasks that you ask it to perform. So if you're going to put an analogy of it in the cooking, it's just going, you have to do it based on the recipe. You follow the recipe. And then the next level of AI, yung tinatawag natin machine learning. So here, the what we call computer, were able to learn from the data instead of do what is being done. So usually if we put an analogy of it in cooking, so here, based on experience, it doesn't need to follow the recipe as is. So he can modify some of it. And example of this machine learning is sometimes when you watch Netflix or you go to Amazon, the next thing that you do is they recommend you to watch this thing or to buy this stuff. So that's a product of this what we call machine learning. Now, a specialized what we call the subset of this machine learning is what we call the deep learning. So this is more complex. And the product that you have in this what we call the deep learning is the voice recognition. Okay, if you remember, we have what Siri, Alexa, Google Assistants. Those are examples of this what we call deep learning. So if we're going to look at it in terms of, we could say the cook, it's just you master some complex recipes, and you already know what we call the science behind it. Now, the one that we have right now is the generative AI. So it uses a lot of what we call computing machine. Okay, so what it do is it creates something, new content that by just analyzing the existing data or making predictions. So all you need to do is, let's say, if you say watch these movies from Spielberg, and then set it in the 1920s movie. So you can generate a movie out of it. I was watching it earlier because this is my update. And if you're going to look at this, what we call generative AI in the cooking, this is already the what we call master culinary. So he already know what to do. He can create anything out of the materials that we have. So it has something to do with the computing power. Okay, that's why they can what we call generate everything in seconds. If you ask it to summarize, let's say, a story in alphabetical order, it can do so in seconds.
Nakakatakot. I mean, a part of me is afraid, no, that the machines will take over. Kuya Yu, what's the implication for you nitong AI sa media? You being the president of the Filipino-American Media Association of Nevada, and you're so exposed to so many other things, lalo na sa technology. Anong implications sa iyo? Tsaka if you have questions as well, Kuya Yu.
That's right. Maraming salamat, Dr. Mojica. A few weeks ago, we had this National Association of Broadcasters convention here in Las Vegas. And we were hanging out doon sa booth ng Associated Press. We were talking to some of the writers, some of the news reporters right there. And ironically, just across the hall where we were at the Associated Press, there was this a booth of an AI company, which was actually threatening the work of these journalists. So yun ang nakikita ng mga journalists, that some of these AI capabilities might replace the writing, part of the journalists. What do you feel about that, Professor? Do you think that will happen?
You know what happened to the in Hollywood lately, right? They have this writing strike because they are threatened by this what we call the artificial intelligence, the generative artificial intelligence, because it can create story. If you just give what we call the plot, it can give you a script out of nowhere. Okay, so the way that we think is, yes, I would say one disadvantage of this having AI is it can replace the manpower. Okay, yung early form nga ng AI, if you have this in the fast food company, they have this ordering kiosk.
Yeah.
So that is what people a product of AI. So if you put that, you make some people unemployed, because what the people do now is just prepare the food. And I think there are already some what we call the food company that even the cooking of this food is being done by machine or robot. So that's I would say one thing that they said that threaten some of the work. And even I think in the Philippines, one news channel there introduced this AI sportscaster.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
I think it didn't last long because of the I would say negative effect. As of now, I cannot say anything on it, but to quote one of the actors, it says the main advantage of human being is we can experience something that AI cannot. Okay? AI cannot experience what love is, but people like us can experience other stuff. So I think that's we could say, advantage that we have. I mean, AI don't have, we could say, moral lessons, just trained to be rational. That's why if you go in the scientific field of medicine, usually what they do is the AI tools are more accurate than human doctors. So based on the, let's say, test results that they have, they ask the AI what to do. And if the AI said, terminate the patient. But if a human being, you still have some compassion. So that's the way the AI are trained. They are rational. They don't have morality. They don't have emotion. I think that's the only difference that we can have. But that's one of the disadvantages and the threat that the AI has.
Yeah.
For especially some of the workforce that we have.
Yeah. Professor, so we were talking about that morality and everything. No? May pumapasok ditong actually question on our website, and they were asking about the ethical considerations of artificial intelligence. And you were saying a while ago that what these machines, itong AI, will do are the things that we train them, di ba? Kung ano yung tinrain natin sa kanila, yun din naman ang gagawin nila, and that's where they will get the information. Now, what happens daw po, Professor, if those people who are training the machine will input some biases on the information that the AI can access? Now, therefore, sabi nila dito, ito bang mga lumalabas galing sa AI, are they biased into some thinking na gustong ipalabas nitong mga nag-program nito?
Yeah, I mean, AI can develop biases depending on the programmer who developed them. Okay? But the way I usually use AI is I treat it like as a tool. Okay? So a tool can be good or bad depending on who used the tool. Let's say a gun. Okay? The bad side, it can kill people. The good side, it can protect you. So it depends really on what are you going to use the AI for. Because most of the AI, they're not regulated. The European Union are trying to regulate it, but by the time they regulate one, there's another product that comes in. Ang alam ko lang na na-regulate lang is yung mga deepfakes. Yung pa lang, but the other one, it's not. Because the thing is, they can record your voice. AI can transform it and say, it's called some loved ones of you that, you're in trouble, like that one. So it depends really on the user, okay, on where it's going to use it. And unfortunately, yun yung dark side ng AI. It can be used for manipulation. So it's up to the people who develop them for what use it is. That's why they're trying to regulate the use of it but the way that the regulation is being done is really slow. Ang alam ko lang talaga yung deepfake pa lang na-regulate. And right now, I know European Union is one in charge of it, the US is been trying to develop. China is also trying to regulate it before they release the algorithm. They look at the risk factors that it can have to the human being.
Okay, I throw it back to you, Dot.
Grabe pala ang implications, no? Like, sabi nga nila, we can't even regulate regular intelligence. Tapos somebody is making the artificial intelligence. And how intelligent are those who are making the AI, who are providing the information, the creating the programs, the algorithm for AI, di ba? Yung mga ano. But I like what you said about, and I don't know kung anong implication din sa healthcare industry, no? Which you mentioned earlier, Dr. Elmer. Ang misis ni ni Kuya Yo, si Doc Flora, she's a nurse, she's also a doctor. So I don't know, I'm sure that they're using AI in medical and healthcare industry these days, no? Are they accurate? Accurate ba yan?
Usually, those who develop it before they, we could say, sell it, okay, they have to show like a proof of concept how accurate they are. Kasi usually, let's say, in the medicine field, all you need to do is you have like diagnostics or let's say imaging. So what the programmer do, okay, so you tell the AI, okay, if it's positive for this disease, this is the one that it should come out. So if you see this photo, this is the diagnosis for this. If you're going to see this photo, this is the diagnosis. So for a human being, it takes a while for you to diagnose it. I think the more experience you are, the faster you are. But for the AI, they can do it in seconds. Okay, so that's where they make money. These AI companies that they have, because just to give you an idea in education, the global market insight, the income potential for the AI in education of it before the end of the decade goes to around 20 billion. But the start of the decade is just around 2 billion. Okay, so the problem right now is, again, I would say this is what a wealth divide. So the one who can afford can only have access to this tool. The one who cannot afford will not have access. And usually that's how they do this, what we call the program, the AI tools that they try to develop.
Grabe, no? Back in 2010, I don't know if you know of Nicanor Perlas. Nicky Perlas, he ran for presidency back in 2010. Of course, he did not win. Did not even get past the, I don't know how many hundreds of votes. But he warned of nanotechnology. Is this it? Nanotechnology? Ito ba yun?
Nanotechnology is another, we could say, field. Nanotechnology, these are materials in the nanometer length. Usually what you do when you reduce, let's say, a compound or an element to this size, they change properties. Okay, and the good things of them, some of them has, we could say, beneficial applications, including in medicine. Sometimes sila yung parang nanobots, they do the analysis, they carry some compound in your body to determine what we call. So that is different also from the AI. So we could say nanomaterials is oral materials. We could say artificial intelligence is more on a program. But if you combine the two together, they are really helpful tools, especially in the medicine field.
Grabe. Oh, I've been saying grabe since the opening of the show. and you are one professor I know who is receptive to the use of AI sa schools. Ang ibang teachers that I know of, hindi. Kasi they're saying the real intelligence should come forth from the students, no? And even from the classroom, even from the teachers. Does that also mean that eventually, katulad ng journalists who are threatened by the AI na sinabi ni Kuya Yo, yung mga teachers, are you going to be replaced by artificial teachers? Pwede na, di ba?
Not really, because there's some lessons that I always tell the teachers in my webinar. So I told you, 2022, I think November 2022, when AI, OpenAI has this ChatGPT. At first, I was receptive, and then during the time, I think Christmas vacation, so I tried to use this one. So the experience that I have is I'm like talking to someone who is knowledgeable in a certain field, but when you talk to it or when you ask question about it about chemistry, you will see that sometimes it hallucinates. It gives you like nonsense question,
Hallucinates.
hallucination. Okay,
Ah, yeah?
so yeah, so there you could see that hindi pa rin siya expert. But as you could see, as time goes by, the expertise level goes up. But sometimes it's just like it just speaks nonsense. But when I try to, let's say, explain to me this concept, or give me an analogy of this concept, that's where I saw the power of it. But you have to think of it. Does that make sense? Because sometimes it gives you the answer. It doesn't really make sense. Even math problems. Okay? So that tells me that, the way you have to treat it, it's just like an assistant. You still have to have the last say if the one that is being spit out is correct or not. That's why the way that they do it is you use the power that you have, okay, and use your expertise. That's a good combination in teaching what you call your students. Now, if the students would use it, okay, you will know because you can ask them, we could say, question orally. So what is this all about? What is this all about? So if the student doesn't know, and in his write-up, he knows his writing or her writing is really flawless. So you have an idea that, this one doesn't know anything. It's just decide on the AI. So the way I try to tell my students, if you're going to use it, make sure you're going to learn from it. It's just like an ethical consideration. So the way I always tell the teachers is, AI will not replace us, but people who know AI will replace us. That's the
People who know AI
or who use AI
could replace us.
Those who
Will
don't know how to use.
will replace us.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know AI, okay, so most likely you will be replaced by people who know AI.
For sure.
Yeah,
For
so
sure.
AI will not
Unless
replace you. People using AI will.
will replace you. Oh my goodness. O mag-break muna tayo, Dr. Elmer. Kuya, mag-break muna tayo for our sponsor para we can take a deep breath. Still going.
Yes, Dot, we are still live right now, mga kababayan. We are here at On the Dot. I'm here at the studio. It's Kuya Yo and Dot, and Dr. Mojica is in New York. We'll be taking a short break. If we've been talking to Professor Elmer Mojica, he is a professor of the Department of Chemistry and Physical Sciences and Associate Director of Forensic Science Program and the Director of Collegiate Science and Technology Entry Program at Pace University in New York. So we'll be right back for more right here on the Dot, right here and only here on PHLV Radio. Diyan lamang po kayo. It's Kuya Yo on PHLV Radio, and this is On the Dot. And in a little bit, by the way, at 1 o'clock, we'll be live with Mia and Francis, and they will be having the Buhay Bahayan show right here at PHLV Radio. Stay there. All right, it's 12:36, and we're still live on the Dot right here at PHLV Radio. I'm going to throw it back to Dot, who's live from Vienna. No, where are you? Where are you, Dot? You're in Austria,
Cologne.
somewhere in Austria.
Cologne in Cologne, Austria.
Cologne in Austria.
Yes.
Okay.
Not crime, huh? Clam.
Clam.
You're on the dot, and On the Dot is partnering with the University of the Philippines Alumni Association of Nevada, of which Mia is our president. Did I pronounce it right? Nevada.
Nevada.
Yeah, I saw in the news that one counselor or one congresswoman was correcting someone else politically speaking how to pronounce our state. But
Nevada,
anyway,
Nevada. Yeah.
I digress. Tomato.
That's right.
So on the dot, we are coming up also with himig is ano yan?
Husay
Husay
ipagmalaki.
ipagmalaki. Musikay ipagdiwang gawang Pinoy. It's our it's UPAN's 25th year highlight for this year kasi magiging silver anniversary na ng UP presence in Nevada.
That's right.
So, meron tayong himig, isubmit nyo lang ang mga compositions ninyo, original composition, dito po sa PHLV Radio or sa kay Mia, miamcasino@gmail.com. Original and unpublished composition. If you are a resident of Nevada. Yan.
That's right.
And so we're talking about artificial intelligence. Meron di bang artificial stupidity, Doc Elmer? Artificial idiocy. Meron bang ganon? Dapat meron.
But not speaking of music, you're gonna have the husay ipagmalaki, musika ipagdiwang.
they can compose.
Merong AI for music. Yeah, there is for music merong AI. Yeah.
Ay, hala, pwede yun?
That's
How are we
right.
going to, how do we monitor? How do we make sure
don't
that
know.
our, diba?
Usually I tried, but maybe it's just a chat GPT. I said, change the lyrics of this song to this concept. It won't do it because it said it's copyright. So
Ay, okay. Ay,
there's a possibility
salamat naman.
that there may be other software that do that. Because there are generative AI that they what we call the process Beatles song, and then they can generate the voice of John Paul, George, and Ringo.
Wow.
I know that.
Yeah.
Deep
Although,
fake, no?
if you remember the last song that they did, they used an AI tool, but that's not generative. The AI tool that they use is to separate the voice of John Lennon from the piano accompaniment. Because when they tried to record it way back, 30 years ago, during the anthology series, they cannot, what we could remove the background noise. That's why I think George Harrison was so pissed off. This is garbage because they cannot remove the hissing because it was just like a 2-track recording. But with an AI tool, they separate it, they clean up the background. So that's it. And I think they're going to do it in the other recordings that they have.
Ay, nako. Yan. Kuya Yo, ano ba yan? Kuya Yo, do you generate your news and, I don't know, mga videos mo from robots? Robots ba sila? Itong mga chat GPT? Robots ba
Robot is
ito?
one of the products, but mostly they're what we call programs, like algorithm tools.
Kuya Yo, gumagamit ka ba ng AI?
Well, that's right. Actually, while you were talking, sabi ko dito sa chat GPT, can you make me a question to ask an AI expert? Dr. Mojica. So the next question that I will be asking you, Dr. Mojica, was actually generated by chat GPT. Oh, di ba? So alamin natin.
Galing.
So let's see what ChatGPT told me about AI. Kung ano ang itatanong kay kay professor. Okay, sabi dito ng ChatGPT, tinanong na natin ito, naunahan natin.
Salamat naman.
You know what? Yeah. So, mas smart tayo kasi sa AI. Kasi tinanong na natin, kanina we asked Dr. Mojica, what are the what are some ethical concerns associated with the use of AI? Oh, naitanong na natin yan. So we are smarter than AI pala. Okay.
Ay, salamat naman.
Okay. Tatlo ito
Ethical
3 questions
considers-
itong binigay nila tinitesting lang natin on what they will what were some of the early applications of AI? We already asked that and then he already answered you ATM, di ba?
Ay, salamat naman. Winner.
So winner pa rin tayo. 2 points for human, 0 for AI. Okay, the last question that hindi pa natin naitanong ito. So 1 for AI. Ang tanong niya dito, what role does AI play in cybersecurity?
Ay, galing.
Okay, come on, Dr. AI tuloy. Dr. Mojica.
Doctor,
The AI in cybersecurity, they should provide literally additional layer of protection. Okay. One concern usually with the AI itself is data privacy. Okay. So we usually what we could heard about some accounts being hacked, like some certain banks, some certain even Department of Science and Technology was hacked. I think several days ago the system was hacked. So AI can play a very role on that. What you do is you put some sort of an additional programming layer. It was discussed in the webinar by UPAAA by the speaker from UP Diliman, because what they're trying to do is develop like a registration system that we have in UP, so that we don't be University of Pila anymore. So the way that they look at it is they try to at least augment the security system that they have using this what we call AI. Okay. Ang problema kasi ang daming magagaling na hackers, so sometimes they can just override whatever protection that you have. So AI could put some sort of an additional layer. So it may take a while, or I think a hard time for a potential hacker to at least hack the system.
diba? Parang I feel that artificial intelligence is challenging us to be far better, to be more creative, to be extra powerful, to reach for our highest potential, to keep up with the technology that's just bursting forth, di ba? This past decades, napakabilis ng technology. The way I see artificial intelligence is it is in tandem with technology. It's technology based. And what you said kanina, Dr. Elmer, that it is still humans who provide the programming sa artificial intelligence. So I would like to go back to that question ni Mia. Saan ba nanggagaling ang information? Who are the people making artificial intelligence? Who are they? You know, are they are they scientists?
Engineers, computer programmers. So what they do is they just feed the information around us. Kasi yung AI, like
Where do they get they get information from all around and then they just feed?
Depending kasi kung ano yung saan mo siya gagamitin. If you look for medicine or we could say medical diagnostics, so you're going to use information from the test that you have, and then you correlate this what we call case that you have this disease, that you have this disease. Now, for the generative AI, what it do, it's just what we could collect the information that you have. That's why when ChatGPT was introduced, its knowledge is only until 2021. If you ask who the president of the Philippines during that time, it's still during 2023, it would still say President Duterte. And one time I asked,
okay.
who's the first we could say female U.S. president? It gives me Clinton. Because what happens, the info that you feed on that AI, sometimes they're not vetted. Okay, so if you put garbage there, you're going to generate garbage in, garbage out. So the answers that you have there depends on the information that it has. So if the information is, we could say, not available, you cannot. The AI will not be able to access that. So what it do is it just works on the information that it can be fed. And then out of that, they would generate that thing.
Kuya Yo, ikaw naman, how do you, as a broadcaster, as a journalist, Kuya Yo, how do you filter how sure are you that your sources are credible and truthful?
Well, first of all, what we do in PHLV, especially here in the field of journalism, is of course we always vet the information. We go to credible sources. No? We verify sources, not just one source. Normally, 3 sources all the time. And when we do use AI to generate leads and stories, no, especially for PHLV, what we do is just we just get some of the highlights, and then we research ourselves. Ganun pa rin yan. Tulad ng nasabi ni Dr. Mojica kanina, it really has to be the people behind it still working. Dot, right now you see on your screen ang birthday
Yes.
boy natin.
Happy birthday
Yes.
to you.
Our
Thank you.
our other guest co-host of On the Dot, and who's also the host of Buhay Bahayan right here at PHLV, Francis Navarro. Dr. Mojica is a senior mortgage loan originator, and is dealing mostly with the financials, especially in the housing industry. And I'm sure may tanong si Francis regarding the use of AI, especially in the financial world. As you said, kung anong ilagay mo dyan, that's what we're gonna get. So, pag naglagay ba ako ng 1 million sa I'm gonna get 1 million. So, sige, tanong.
Okay, so hello, Dot, and hello, Dr. Mojica.
Happy
and
birthday.
Hello, Kuya Yo. Thank you.
Happy
Thank
birthday.
you for the greetings. Yeah, I just turned 22 today. Well, lagpas na ako sa 21, right? Anyway, yeah, so AI question. Yeah, AI ang nag-generate ng age ko kasi. So false info. Anyway, question ko kasi I've been a loan officer. I've been a loan officer since almost like more than 2 decades now. So that should explain my age. So the ultimate question has been like being a loan officer for more than 2 decades. Will there ever be or will our profession be replaced? I think that's the ultimate question. Na pwede bang ang AI na lang ang mag-generate ng questions for our borrowers, and then ultimately they will just hand it over to another AI underwriter, and then ultimately the bank will just click on something that says, okay, approve, disapprove. Because we have looking into our programming or our database, we have what's called a desktop underwriter, which is an intelligent decision maker sa computer na yun. Parang AI na rin, but at the same time, you have to plug in all the information, but it makes it easier for the underwriter. I'm just giving you a holistic view of our process. But my thing is, will it ever replace a real time, which it's already happened, I think, even 2 decades ago, there was just an online application, and then as long as you have this kind of credit, and that's why we got into all this mess. And so my question is, will it ever become obsolete, our profession as loan officers? The whole industry, being, sales in that field.
My opinion on that is there's a possibility that the number of manpower will be decreased, because what AI do is usually they will do the heavy lifting. So the main role of the people in the bank is just like interact with the prospective client, and then what we call bank workers to do is input any information about that, just to run the tool, and then you're the face to meet them. Because remember when we try to have this customer service thing,
Yes.
so sometimes you get pissed off because it's an AI tool.
Right,
You
right.
want like a specific answer to a
Right.
particular problem that you
Right.
have, but these tools they only have what we call questions that they need to answer. So if it's not listed that the question that you want to be answered, it will just give you the runaround until it tells you
Right.
go to a customer service or a human being to talk to you. So at least yan na yung nangyayari eh. It's been happening already.
parang flow chart siya. But humans will always have some sort of a sentimental answer or a more human answer. Sincere, yeah.
Kaya gusto mo, dial zero.
All the time.
The
Zero
advantage
pound.
of those going to get work is those who know how to use AI.
Yeah. Very good.
All right. Back
Well,
to you, Doc.
I guess secure yung job namin, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's job security.
guess so.
I will not be replaced by a robot.
Loan officers and journalists. Hello, AI.
No. I don't think we can ever be replaced listening to everything now. Kasi walang sense of humor si AI. Siguro it can tell
Walang
a joke.
Walang joke.
Maybe it can tell
Walang
a joke.
punchline, hindi siya tatawa sa
You
exact
can ask it to tell a
moment.
joke.
But can it respond to real life? The nuances of the human body, the face, the voices. It cannot sense emotions. Right now, my grandson is crying. Can you hear him?
No,
you
we
cannot
don't,
hear. So my great hope. We have a few minutes left. Wala akong quote kasi Francis, quote, hindi quote. Quote.
I did not bring my coat today. Sorry.
Magpa-AI kaya yung aking accent. AI, kaya mo ba yung aking Ilonggo accent? Hindi mo kaya yan, ha? De, I heard somewhere, I read somewhere that in this generation, the future is upon us now. See Alvin Toffler, he wrote about this, diba? Back like 20 years ago. And there's also a very wise man, si Jarmuid Omuryu. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce the name. He said that the time will come that we will be overrun by technology and progress. It is opportunity for human beings to go for what they really love. The machines will take over for mundane tasks, mga filing, perhaps organizing data and connecting whatever, mga electronics and gadgets and all that, so that human beings can live the life they really love. So human beings can travel, spend more time with family, love some more,
There you
make
go.
love,
Just
make babies,
make
write
your job
books,
easier.
make art, mag-art tayo, maging more creative, play music, listen, go out into the forest, the things that give us so much joy. So he said, this visionary, he said, do not resist the coming of this generation, the surge of technology, because it is your opportunity to delve into your spirit. So leave the mundane tasks to machines and go for your spiritual being. So yun ang aking hope for whatever is happening in the
Ayun.
world. And I want to question everything. I don't want to believe everything I see. Let's say, we were walking down the street one time, nakita namin yung President of North Korea at saka si President Trump walking down the street, naka-costume, lokaw. And if you can be swayed by the fakeness of that, then there's really something wrong with you, diba? So that's my take on that. Be smarter than artificial intelligence. Sa'yo, Kuya Yo, Francis,
Meron
before we
akong joke
give
dyan.
our
Sige,
guest,
may joke
his
daw si
final
Francis.
words.
Hindi siya joke but story. 'Di ba meron tayong mga Alexa sa bahay? Pero hindi niya rin magawa yung yung command ko. Sabi ko, Alexa, please wash the dishes. Bakit ayaw niya? Alexa, please get my mail.
Wash
Alexa,
my
wash my
clothes.
clothes. Ayaw. Sabi niya,
Di
I
kaya.
cannot do that right now. Right now daw.
wala.
Baka later on.
Ano
meron
daw,
na siyang
ano daw?
Alexa na.
Ano
Sabi
daw?
niya,
Not
I cannot
right
do
now.
that, not right now. I cannot do that right now. Sabi niya, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. So let's give a chance
Yeah.
kay Dr. Mojica to give us his last nuggets of wisdom about artificial intelligence. Doctor?
Yeah, mine is more on its use in education. For a country like the Philippines, we have limited resources. If you have access to internet, these AI tools like ChatGPT, okay, it can really help our teachers. Okay, so yung time that we spend in a preparation of their materials, it can shorten them. And usually, guide ko usually, ano yung mangyayari dito? Technology is just a tool, AI is a tool, and as Bill Gates said, in terms of working together, the motivation that comes from the teacher. Okay, so teacher pa rin yung nag-play ng central role. And I always believe that we need to train our what we call students with this AI, because that's what John Dewey said. If we teach today as we taught yesterday, we rob our children of tomorrow. But I always have like we could say warning. As Nobel laureate winner said, Christian Launch said, technology is a useful servant, but a dangerous master. So we cannot be too over reliable on this AI tool. So thank you for this opportunity. That take advantage to any school who wants to host me in a webinar about the use of AI. So all you need to do is email me, Mojica at PHLV.edu, Emoji California at PHLV.edu.
Ganon. Emoji CA at, ano yun? At PACE. PACE.eu. Okay. Dr. Elmer, pakirepeat nung isang sinabi mo. If you teach yesterday, something like that?
If we teach today, as we taught yesterday, we rob our children of tomorrow. That's John Dewey, English educator.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
magandang ko.
Maganda. In
Kaya
other words,
dapat we
embrace
have
the
to keep up
change
with the times.
and future.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sige. So, thank you so much. Dr. Elmer, it's been a pleasure talking to you and learning from picking your brains. And I love it that your intelligence is not artificial, it's real. So you're doing Mr. Birthday Boy and
hindi
Mr.
microchip,
Kuyayo, salamat so much for accompanying me today. Mia, hope to see you soon. Hope everything's okay with you, Mia. And so stay with PHLV because something else is coming up. Dr. Elmer, thank you so much. Kuya Yo, thank you. Francis, thank you. Mia,
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Have a great day,
Salamat.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone. This has been On the Dot live from Las Vegas, from New York, and from Austria. International tayo ngayon para sa birthday boy. Maraming salamat, and thank you to our sponsor, of course, Mia Casino, our sponsor of On the Dot, and of course the University of the Philippines Alumni Association of Nevada. We'll see you next time. Coming up next live right here on PHLV Radio, it's going to be that guy. He's going to be right here, Francis and Mia, for Buhay Bahayan. Coming up next right here on PHLV Radio.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Elmer.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. God bless.
Cut.
All right.
Diri kamay. Okay ra ka diya. Yeah.